What's up guys, my name is Ace, and today I'm going to be talking about the flinch mechanic in Infinite Warfare. I'm going to be looking at how bad flinch is in this game, as well as whether or not it's worth it to run the Marksman perk to reduce your flinch. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so first off, let's just look at what flinch is and how exactly it works. So flinch is that thing that happens when you get shot by an enemy or you take damage while you're aiming at something, and your aim gets knocked upwards. Now the amount that you flinch, at least in previous Call of Duties, and I think it's definitely safe to assume that it's the same for Infinite Warfare, the amount you flinch is based on the amount of damage that you're taking, so how powerful is the weapon that the enemy is using against you, as well as the angle that you're being shot at. That's one thing that a lot of people don't really know about. It actually depends on the angle that you're being shot at, so whether it's a high angle or a low angle, it actually impacts the amount that you flinch in game. In previous games, and the one that really stands out for me at least, like Black Ops 2, flinch was a big deal, and there was actually a perk in Black Ops 2, for instance, called Toughness that would counter flinch. And it became pretty much a crutch perk. If you weren't using that, you were putting yourself at a severe disadvantage in gunfights because you would get flinched up above your enemy's head, and the enemy that's running Toughness, he'll be staying right on target. In Infinite Warfare, we have a similar perk called Marksman. Now the primary use of Marksman is it allows you to acquire enemy names at a greater distance. But it also reduces flinch that primarily affects sniper rifles, but also gives a very minor benefit to other weapons. So today I want to share whether or not this Marksman perk is going to become a crutch like Toughness was in Black Ops 2. Alright guys, so let's first get into the setup of our testing. So we're at the exact same distance, standing in the exact same spot, aiming at the exact same point in both tests. The first test here is without any perks equipped whatsoever. I've got the NV4. DJ, who is the guy that was helping me with this, got a YouTube channel. I think I'll link that down below if I can remember. He's using the raw LMG, which is a relatively high damage gun, so it should be causing a decent amount of flinch. And as you can see here, with no perks equipped, nothing to reduce flinch whatsoever, I'm not really flinching that much. Like, barely at all. Especially if you were to compare this to previous CODs, I would be like above his head at this point. You barely flinch here. The only time you're really going to notice this, and it's going to cause you to miss shots, is if A, you're specifically going for headshots all the time, or B, you're at longer ranges and you have a very small target that you're shooting at. So right off the bat, I can tell you in most gunfights, most situations, a perk is not needed in order to reduce your flinch in this game because there's almost no base flinch. So moving on to our second test, this is with Marksman equipped, everything else is identical. And you'll notice that the flinch is reduced a little bit more. It is noticeably reduced more. There's practically zero flinch when you have Marksman on, at least with the NV4. It might change based on the gun that you're using, but you can see a difference here. Now, I also wanted to test sniper rifles since the perk description does say that it affects sniper rifles different than other guns. And as you can see here, this is without Marksman equipped, and you do get a decent amount of flinch, especially if you're looking at shots at longer ranges, which is where sniper rifles really excel. You will definitely notice the flinch here if you're being shot and you're trying to pick that guy's head off across the map, for instance. Now let's look at our testing with Marksman equipped, and you'll see that flinch is significantly reduced for the sniper rifles. So overall, the verdict on Marksman and whether or not it's going to be a crutch perk like Toughness was in Black Ops 2, I would say absolutely not. And this is a really good thing. I'm glad that everyone's pretty much on a 100% level playing field when it comes to flinch. And I'm also glad that the base flinch isn't super high. For those of you guys that are playing Modern Warfare Remastered right now, you'll definitely notice how high the flinch is in older games like that. This is also really good because we have attachments like high caliber that allow us to deal more damage for headshots, and a lot of people feel that that is an unfair mechanic when you could flinch that person that's using that attachment up into a headshot, and then they would just get a lucky kill on you. As it is right now, where we have almost no base flinch in the first place, I don't think we're going to see any complaints about this particular mechanic. Now, just because we don't need Marksman to reduce that flinch significantly, I will say it's still a pretty good perk. Being able to highlight those enemy name tags at longer ranges is very valuable, and also, I would say if you're going for headshots specifically, Marksman could be an excellent perk, because then you can aim pretty much right at their head, instead of trying to compensate for that flinch so that you end up getting flinched up into the headshot. Also, if you're a sniper, I would still say Marksman is an excellent choice for a tier 3 perk. So there we have it. I'd love to know in the comment section below, what do you guys think of this reduced base flinch in this game? Are you a fan of it? Or did you prefer the Black Ops 2 style system where you needed a perk to reduce it significantly? I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys next time.